I also, I don't agree with how big the fab shop is. We're not a fabricating company. I mean, it's almost 2,000 square feet.
We save a lot of money going out.
Yeah, but you don't need that big. That's a big area, 2,000 square feet for a fab shop.
We have, Ronnie, there's going to be an overhead crane in there that we can lift stuff up.
That's way down the road.
We're doing it right now, Ron.
They're expensive as hell.
We just took the front loader bucket off the thing and flipped it over and reskinned the bottom of it. That bucket would have cost us probably $10,000 to replace. We spent $800 in hard ox to replace the material. We just wanted to be safe. We're capable of doing that work. We just need a safe condition to do that work in. Go ahead, Dan.
There's obviously nothing for the board to do tonight, but if the next logical steps on the plan, if the board is in agreement with the current floor plan that's been presented to you tonight, the project needs put in condition for bidding. I mean, all we have is a floor plan right now. There's more work that needs to be done to put the final plans together, develop the plumbing contract, electrical and mechanical contracts. If this project was bid, it would be bid with 4 prime contracts, with the general contractor being responsible for coordination of the other 3. This is typical for any building type project in Pennsylvania that has to be publicly bid. This is the way you do it. The general contractor would be responsible for buying the steel building, and then we would look to put alternate bids in the package for upsizing of the garage. We would try to plan for a future truck wash that could be attached to the building. We can even take bids for the salt storage building. And even if none of these are built, we would still have an idea, be prepared for any add-ons in the future, again, planning for the future, and to have budget numbers to work with. So there was a lot of things that we wanted to accomplish here. Again, the goal is only to build the building that we showed you tonight, but if we're out looking at this thing, it might be prudent to at least get the numbers. Bill and I talked about it to have for future budgets, or at least know what future planning would be for the, to bring everything here in total at some point in time. And then lastly, if the board is in agreement with the footprint, we've been holding off on final utility preparations. We've got numbers from the utility companies. They have to approve the loading and so forth. I mean, there's power that needs to be brought up here. Have to get the sanitary sewer in, got to get the water line in. So that's another part of the contract that actually needs to be put out for bidding at a future date. If you're in agreement to build the building, we have to bring utilities into it. So they're just the next steps. Again, nothing is being asked for tonight. Just wanted to bring the board back up to date.
You said a reduction of the 300 or 400,000 and another 340,000. What does that put our totals at?
The building's still, I mean, again, the building price is in the range of around $5 million. So we don't know until we take bids, Eric. I mean, it is a volatile situation out there related to bids. I was just talking to Jamie White before the meeting, and there's some things that are done with steel. I mean, we might come back to the board and say for concrete block off instead, depending upon what the price of steel is. So we've not gotten into that. Once we get further into the design and actually get a better cost estimate, we'll be able to further refine that and bring that back to the board before we actually put it out to bid. I know contractors are hungry, but the problem is the materials are, in demand. Everybody knows that. So timing on this and when we put it to bid is critical. And I know we've been waiting for this for a long time. It's just unfortunate that the situation is what you just have to deal with. We've got good prices on doing the site work, so take it piece by piece.
If there's no more questions by the board, we can move on to the next. Coleman Road, Coleman Road, Nanger Road.
Sure. So, the board asked at the discussion on the capital budget, to come back and at least talk about some projects that might or could be advanced here in short order to take care of some things that are out there. They're kind of low-hanging fruit, if you want to call it that. The first one you recall is up on Coleman Road. We have a little bit of a breakaway of a portion of the road that's just below the last retaining wall. There needs to be about 45 feet of this wall constructed in this direction to deal with this situation where we've lost some support of the road. The number on that is around $90,000 to get that work completed. It can be very quickly put out the bid. You can take bids from contractors that you already have under contract to get a number. It's kind of a situation where we are blocking part of the road. I would consider it pretty important to get this one done quickly. So this was the first one. The second one was Anger Road. You recall on Anger Road, let's make me rotate this.
Rotate off.
There we go. They're upside down now. Put the rotator again. One more time. Okay, great. So this is the picture of Anger Road. This is the project that the board we did this year. If you recall, we put a culvert pipe in here on this property. We're able to, instead of building a retaining wall, we were able to put a slope in here to stabilize this. The last part of the project has not been completed yet. We did a walkthrough with the contractor that's out there. We do have a slight issue with some of the water escaping off in this direction and creating a little bit of an erosion situation. We were planning to do some work along this road anyhow. So this portion of the area that's in black would be reconstructed because it's been beaten up by the slide that occurred on the road. So this would be rebuilt. The proposal is to put an inlet in right here to take care of this little bit of water. There's just a little bit of a low area here right at this point. It's a low point. Feel that this is the best way to correct it. And then to repave this lane about 100 feet, mill it and repave it. Again, put this catch basin in a short piece of pipe, and that'll button this project up. Just as a summary of the project, the original contract price was about $150,000. There was a deduct in there for the air bridge. The air bridge they were supposed to build it to get over the gas line. They were able to get in a different direction, so they gave us a deduct on that. And then if you recall, we decided to move the project a little bit further down and do a little bit more filling in this area because we were able to, and it was, this area had moved just a little bit more since the time that we had the project out to bid. So there was additional work done there. The price of the inlet and the pipe they gave us, we feel is a fair cost, and for the milling and the paving, it was $16,900. That would bring the total project cost to $171,945, including the deduct. I just mentioned that the wall price that we bid previous to doing this was at $332,000. So again, even with these minor improvements, we're still well under the cost, and I would just ask the board's authorization to proceed with getting this work done.
Well, tonight, it's because it's under discussion item, it will have to wait until next month to be.
Sure. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's under contract. I mean, you could add it to the agenda, so it doesn't have to be bid. It's up to you what you want to do. I follow what you're saying.
Oh, we can't.
I have a question.
Yeah, because what you're saying is you know new expenditure of funds. Right.
No, there would be new expenditure.
There would be expenditure of funds,
But
it's under contract
You're
already.
in an existing contract. Yeah, but you're still
I would say we have to wait
spending more
until
funds.
Okay.
December to add it as an agenda item.
I have a question. Is that a wedge curb you would be putting there to stop that erosion?
Yeah, they would guide the water down here, they would mill and repave this and put a wedge curb to carry the water away.
And is that just half the road, the whole road? Or I see the state doing a lot of those 1/4 of the road.
Half of it, full length.
One full length.
12
half
foot
the
wide
road.
by 100 feet, yes.
Okay. So the state was doing a lot of that. Just the quarter roads, building berms and curbs and, taking care of the edge of the road, but how's the rest of the road? It's decent?
It's not bad. This was the piece that we wanted to address.
Most of the edge road was done by the developer.
Yeah, it's not that old. It's less than 10 years old.
If there is interest in the board tonight, we could take a vote to add this, because there's that new Sunshine Law Act. We'd have to take a vote to add it to the agenda, and then we could vote on the items. If we're in a hurry to get any one of these done, we could do that, but
I'd like to add that this is sort of a time-sensitive matter here, because we're starting to run out of paving season.
all three of them?
No, just this particular paving project right here.
Yeah, Angler would be the one to get done.
If we wait until December, it may be too late, we may not have the time, because the plants will shut down shortly after that, I would believe. Right, Frank?
Is a majority of the board in favor of adding Anger Road to the agenda tonight for a vote? Eric, Ron,
Yeah.
Frank, okay, so we'll add that to the end of the agenda. Anger Road.
And I'd also like to mention too, that even for just the building itself, we're not asking to go to bid on it yet, we're just asking to get some drawings ready so that they can be ready to go to bid.
For Anger Road?
No, for the Public Works building.
Oh, right.
That's, like I said, that's another whole step. If we wait another month just to authorize him to do the drawings, we can at least be ready for them to go out to bid. We can finish our budget with that. I mean, we need to know how those bids are going to come in for our budget.
Well, but
I just have an idea.
Even if he does the drawings, though, we have a budget meeting, you're not gonna finish a drawing down by November 8th.
We're not going to get bids in that fast.
Yeah.
Well, no, not by November.
But we're actively working on our budget now. I don't think there's any way that we would be able to get it done by then anyway, so why rush? I mean, it will definitely be on the December agenda, but I don't think there's any way to get that for our budget. So I'm gonna add 196, 2021, consider, I don't wanna say awarding, because it's not a bid, but
This would be consider adding
road to the Youngblood contract.
to Jet Jack.
Oh, sorry, Anger Road repair to Jet Jack.